Hello, welcome back. All right, today we are going to talk about the rough draft. So you're making a poster, and when you, as a designer, go through the steps needed to create something, you work with, you know, no, work with. You start building up to a point uh, for a design. You don't jump on the computer, or it's not good to just like specifically jump onto a computer and start designing. The reason being is that you end up spending far more time uh, monkeying around on the computer, like going to this tool and that tool and opening up this, that, or the other thing, like instead of just getting some thoughts out. So the first process in this is I have an idea. I have a client, and the client's a music festival, and the client has said to me, let's open this up. I need these items in a poster. It's got to have my logo. You got to have 3 pictures from the music festival. I want a little paragraph in there so people know what they're getting when they come, when they see that poster. I want you to mention 3 of the music festival headliners in the poster because that gets people excited. And then you got to show me the dates. So there's 5 deliverables all in one poster. And when we start these, you start with what are called thumbnail sketches, which is, basically right here. I draw a rectangle in the approximate size of 24 by 36. I don't do a square. I don't do long. That's not what the client has requested, 24 by 36. And so I get that drawn out, and then I just start to think about right now with that thumbnails, which we're due already. We just outlining, like, do I want a logo up here? And you can write logo. How do I want to arrange the pictures? Maybe I'll do a series of images down the side. I got 3 headliners and 3 festival pictures. And maybe I'll interject them, like this is, put a little X, and this means that these are photos. And then maybe like there'll be like a little information, and then this is a headliner, and then a little information, and this is a picture of a headliner, and a little information, and this is a picture of a headliner. And then, okay, I've got my logo done. I've got images, those are in. I need the dates. I'm going to do the date like up the side. So that's the dates and a paragraph. Though I got that information there. So like say that's a thumbnail, and then you just do variations. Like I did this one where maybe it's like goopy stuff because it deals with a certain event that I'm doing. These are just to see how quick I can do that. Like it's quick, it's getting my ideas out, done, and done. That's why. If I were to sit there and do this on the computer, I'd be sitting there like making a square and then copying and pasting, and like designing rather than just getting this out as quick as possible. And that's why we do it this way. And that's been fucking. Let's open up a new. So next up then is the rough draft. So say the client looks at your work and then they're like, yeah, you know what? We like this one. But what I'm going to do is let me refine it, kind of get your buy off before I go into the computer and start spending money, which is what it is. Spending money and to have you make changes, because making changes once you're in the programs is actually harder, and it does. It costs you money. It costs time. Time is money. So I don't want to go there yet. I want to make sure I get what I want. So they're going to say like, we like this. I'm like, okay, great. I'm going to start anew and changing my color out just so it looks different. And then I can do the same thing. But this time, I'm going to make sure that, like my proportions are correct. And I may measure that. I got better ways, I'll, draw a box in Illustrator, make it 2x3, which is 24 by 36. So I'm going to make sure this is correct. Then I'm going to make sure, like, is my logo long, or is it actually, my logo is like a square, like, or something different. And I'm going to make sure that, like, when I draw that in, like, here's the logo and it's this shape. But now I definitely know because I referenced it and I can put in logo. And I know that's where I want it. That's how it's going to be. Now I did these 6 down the side and I was alternating, but maybe I still want the 6, but I want to make sure like they're going to be squares. And that's not quite a square. I'm going to zoom in. I just erase. And I want to make sure that they're squares, but then I'm going to add like, and I'm going to have like little shadow boxes here. And I'm going to do that. And that's how these are going to look. And it's all based on what I know. Like I said, I know my logo. And then I'm going to do this, So I'm going to have that maybe 3 and then 4. They're getting smaller as I get down. And I can readjust this. I'm trying to work a little bit quicker so you guys don't have to sit here and watch me draw all day. But it should be more refined. I'm refining this. See, this is just kind of junk. It gets the point across. It's quick and it's easy. But now I'm going to be like, so these images will have a shadow box on them. And I want to do, headliners up top. And so this will be like headliner. And then headliner. Continue. Ditto. I'm doing that just because I don't want to be writing. And then here, what I'm going to do is, this is the, this will be the about paragraph area. And so this will be text. A text box. I don't know why it's not. There we go. And of course, we don't need, that's a lot of text, but the text is in conjunction with these 3 images. And I may, so maybe I'll do like a little, this is the, like one area is here. And then like one area is here. And then I'm going to do my dates thing, but I'll have, my paragraph of information is going to go all the way across. I have 3 images, and then I'm going to put my dates up the side like this. So in the end, and again, I'm working quick. I want you to spend more time on this. In the end, what I'm able to do is will be able to drop this directly, take my drawing, bring it in the Illustrator into that poster that we created the other day, a couple of weeks ago, and size it. And then all I have to do is just put my images on top of my pre-drawn template. And it goes so much quicker. Because then there's like, oh, I don't like a certain part. I can still like erase this in my drawing and make it how I want before like going into the computer, and then it takes longer to delete and move. And then I'm trying to type stuff out. I'm not typing anything out. I'm just drawing it. But I'm getting to a point where this can then be brought into the Illustrator program, and then things just put on top of it. That's why I made you make all those layers. So images, boom, you know where your images are. I just need to crop them out to squares. Great, done. I need to put a little shadow behind it. Boom, done. But it's easier for me to just kind of draw this and figure it out here than it is to spend time in the computer quite yet. And then the client can see this and be like, yes, that looks like everything we need. Let's see the next round. But on top of that, I'm going to make notes. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What are these notes? Okay. Color, fonts, stuff like that. Oh, when you see this, we're going to do, it's going to be black because it's for heavy metal. It's going to be black and red, like something like that. And you describe what it is that you want. So let's go see how a student handled this. Rockfest. Of course, we have the logo. You know what your logo looks like. You imported it, so you can kind of copy that a little bit. Got my festival images, more than I need. It's very wonderful. They're about information, the headliners, the dates. And then this was sketch 1, just getting some rough ideas, right? Just rough ideas. Sketch 2, the guitar and some stuff, just rough flames. Okay, I got the flame one. This is the stage one. And then this is just kind of like arbitrary one. There's another one. They went above and beyond. And then now they're going to take the 2 favorites and refine that sketch. So out of all of these, the student picked 2 that they liked, and we're going to like double check it. How is this going to look? Well, here's what I want to do with the first one. I took the rock hand, but I changed it. Thinking about it, well, not a lot, but they started to refine it, even some stuff out, and kind of like really dig into like, how do I want things? Where do I want it? Who's going where? Maybe starting to deal with like, I want lightning coming in. So the colors, blue, gray, and black and gold. Broken marble effect with ripped images. So like, that's why it looks like that. It's got the scribblies. These are ripped images. All right, perfect. Copper black for date, Bernard MT Ganens for the headline. Okay, they know exactly what to do. The photos will have a ripped effect on the top and bottom edge. Background, broken marble concrete effect. By reading that, looking at that, I get an idea of what they want to do. And I can, as a client, I feel pretty confident I'm buying off on that. Yeah, that looks like what we're going to do. And of course, there's going to be things, like, oh, what about that edge right there? We don't worry about that right now. I understand that this is the refined, but it's going to end up looking like that. Or here's the other one with the flames, and the flames are a little more accentuated. Now they're, picture of Ice Cube performing, the guitar player. So they know which images they're doing. Here are the specific, I want 30 Seconds to Mars here. I want Jelly Roll here. I want Shine Down here. Great. The summary, the about is here, and then the logo and the date. And this is something where if I'd see this, I'd be like, let's switch this. Like there's more room here. I want the logo big down here and the date up here. And so some people that may be reversed or like, make this bigger. You can make changes here that are easy for the artist to change before moving on. Like, well, you should think about doing something else. It's just a sketch right now. Nothing's permanently in place. And that's what you need to do. So you finish up, if you haven't done your thumbnail sketches, and getting an idea down and getting it correctly in that 24 by 36 approximately, it's a rectangle. It's a taller rectangle. There you have so many ways to do stuff with this Adobe products at your fingertips that you can just work on it. Like I'll show you this one. What is this set up at? I turn these off, and if I just for the base, draw this, edit, fill, doesn't matter what I fill it with, black, okay. Deselect, I have this, and I should be able to make this 2 by 6. So if I'm looking up at the top, 1 inch, 2 inch, I'll hold down shift so I can unconstrain it. There's 2, and then 1, 2, 3. Bring that up. There you go. And you print that off. You know what you do? Piece of paper on your laptop screen, and you just lightly draw and do that, and do that, and do that. You use your laptop screen as a quote unquote light box. How do I draw that? How do I transfer that to a piece of paper? Just put your piece of paper on your screen. Very lightly draw. Don't blame me for, don't heavy hand it with a knife, but you just draw that, trace it, and go and draw. Tracing paper. Good old days of tracing paper. So that's how you can do that. That's how you rough estimate what a size this is going to be. Wonder how off I was. So that's how you can do that. Look at that. I guessed. I'm pretty good. Nice work. So we're moving from the thumbnails to now what we call rough sketches, which after this point, it should look like this. Like this is the map you are using then to create your final poster using the digital arts, as I may say. Anybody have questions, comments, or concerns about moving to the next stage for their poster design? All right, cool. If you got questions, throw them out to the midweek review. I'm there. Make sure you're stepping through the process and not skipping steps. This is how you work through the design process. You get your, items. I know my items that I need, found all my research, and then I do quick idea sketches. Then I take my 2 best and I'm going to refine them so they look better. They're more clear as to exactly what I want to do. So that's what you need to do for next week. Plus the other little assignments, your textbook. Remember I talked about that textbook and how to find it if you don't have it and you're just like, well, I haven't done any of the textbooks yet. You know how to find it. So I taught you that Tuesday. And yeah, reach out to me if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. And have a great weekend. Talk to you later. All right. Bye-bye.